place to be. Ain't no need to lay.
What's up, and welcome to Lunchtime in the Lab. Today's Monday, 9/9/99. What's up, Kels? What's up, Play? I'm not gonna try to say your name. I'm sure that's not an actual name. All right, so we got Monday Night Football today. We had a nice weekend of football. We had football on Saturday, with football on Sunday. Obviously, we talked about Saturday being really, kind of a wonky day, just in terms of a lot of dogs barking and stuff in college football. Today or yesterday, I guess, things were definitely a little weird. I saw somewhere on like Twitter, somebody tweeted about like quarterback performances, how low they were. I mean, there's a lot of quarterbacks that like way underperformed. A lot of guys threw, there's a lot of quarterbacks that threw for under 200 yards yesterday. So defenses were, I saw a meme of like, Captain America, in the movie where he's skinny and then they give him the serum, and then he's like all jacked and stuff, and they had a comparison next to each other. I think BR Betting put it out, Bankroll Betting or whatever it is. It said like offense was like the skinny Captain America, and then like defense was like the ripped Captain America. Like defenses were just tough, man. Defenses were super tough yesterday, and I think we're gonna have that again today. I mean, we just have two just excellent defenses. So I'm working on. I'm gonna get that cheat sheet out. I really haven't done a whole lot this morning. I need to get that done, get that to designer so we can get done, and then I started to mess around with just like the other cheat sheets, to kind of get like the recap of like how those went and stuff. But let me get my screen pulled up here and we'll just kind of run through it. Probably we won't want to spend too much time. But answer any questions that that you guys have or whatever, and we'll go from there. Let's see. Share. So I started to go through like this stuff. Like I had the quarterback, streak cheat sheet or whatever, and Stafford had a ton of completions. Josh Allen got his runs, but Goff sucked. Russell Wilson obviously didn't play, but I got to go through all the other ones still. I got to go through all that other stuff. There's a quarterback one, a wide receiver one, and a running back one that I put out in the Discord. So I gotta remember we have like a data sheet in the Discord too. I forgot to like remind people of that, but I was gonna go through and like update these and post them, and then probably post like week 2, like I don't know. Last time I did it on Monday, and I feel like nobody probably seen it because I did it too soon. So maybe like redo these cheat sheets on like a Thursday, something like that, maybe. Anyway, yeah. So yesterday, yesterday was Sunday, I guess. I mean, that's all you got to say. Nothing, man. It just wasn't not overly exciting. Dude, I just feel like there's so much that goes on during football season, man. Like I got so much shit that I gotta do on top of everything else that I gotta do. Like I didn't even like I got like this cheat sheet, but we hit this one yesterday. I posted a graphic on Twitter. I forgot to post it, in the Discord, but $100 to $1,400. We had, Aaron Jones, Alvin Kamara, and Joe Mixon to score a touchdown. That one hit for us. Obviously the the sweat free like for fun one that we had on the podcast yesterday, that didn't hit. That was like 5 or 6 legs. But I think that that was nice, obviously. And then we had Amari Cooper had that drop to kill a builder. Terry McLaurin, man, it just wasn't involved. Jaden Daniels just ran. I mean, like mini Lamar Jackson. Like the dude just ran. Like, I mean, he ended up with some pass yards, but it was his top 3 pass catchers were, running back, and a tight end. He wasn't throwing to his wide receivers, which makes sense as a rookie quarterback, but I mean, it's still just pretty frustrating. So it's frustrating, What else? Oh, Jared Goff. I mean, we were 7 yards away from cashing a builder there, and and they go to overtime. We needed 18 yards in overtime. He got whatever that math is, an 11-yard catch. He threw the ball one time in overtime, and it was just run, 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 run. Like I get the defense is tired and stuff, but like, dude, I was just like insane. And he only had like 5 pass yards in the first quarter. Like, imagine if he would have had, I mean, honestly, 7 more, right? What if he would have had 12 pass yards in the first quarter? Wow, like we would have cashed. So we had 3 like really, really frustrating, like bad beats to the point that I wish I would have just gone to bed last night. I almost couldn't even sleep last night because I was so mad. And I even in my head, I was like, I'm not betting tomorrow. And then I mean, here I am more than likely. But unfortunately, I told my wife, like I expect to hit every play that I put out, especially builders to lose. I mean, we lost 3 builders just on some really just stupid stuff yesterday. I mean, just incredible stuff. 2 wide receiver number ones couldn't get 25 yards, and Jared Goff, 7 yards short. Crazy stuff, so super frustrating. Anyway, let's a lot of Niner fans, huh? Actually, what? It's just all one person. All right. So here's the thing with today's game. So I didn't go through here. I haven't done this yet for the cheat sheet. Like I'll get it put out for the cheat sheet. So, last year the Jets had the best pass defense in the league. They gave up on average 168. They give up 168 pass yards per game. This game's away. They were giving up 167 away. So away they were giving up 167 yards per game through the air. So the second best away, the best team in general. So I mean not like they were home merchants or anything like that. The 49ers certainly better. The 14th most, well, not as good, I mean, but still good. 14th most pass yards given up in general, and then at home the same. Well, I don't even know what that math is, but it looks like it's pretty much the same. It is the same. So 14 and 14. In terms of rush defense, you had 2023. San Francisco had the 5th best rush defense in the league last year. The Jets were down all the way down at 25. Man, you guys aren't gonna like me in a second. But so we have there's just that stats, right? So we have pretty good defenses. 49er or the 49ers have a pretty good rush defense. The Jets have a pretty good, pass defense as well. On the 49ers side of thing, I mean, it's kind of off the top of my head. I mean, CMC is hurt, calf/Achilles. He says he's going to be good to go. I seen Ian, was it Rappaport, whatever the hell his name is. He's saying 15 to 20 touches. In my head, that doesn't mean carries. 15 to 20 touches. CMC carries the ball, 15 to 20 times, but he also gets like 10 to 15 targets a game. He's not going to be operating under the same capacity. I took CMC for a touchdown because he was on a streak of like 17 straight games. Like I put $100 on CMC to get a touchdown and hopefully it hits. And then week 2, I'm going to put 100. I'm going to flip it and flip it and flip it and flip it and flip it until I got a lot of money or, he loses. I'm sure he scores today, but I don't trust his yards. Like even 40 yards for a builder, I'm afraid. I'm nervous. Like if he's limited, like the 49ers or the Jets do have a pretty good defense, good pass defense. I mean, they're going to want to run the ball a lot. I think it's gonna be tough. I think CMC is banged up, and we don't know for sure, and he's prone to injury, as you guys are very well, know. Um, I mean, back in the days with the Panthers, I mean, dude was hurt all the time. Brandon Ayuk just got to the team. I mean, the dude was just signed. He's only been with them for a couple weeks. Obviously, I'm sure they're running similar things, but I mean, they've already come out to say that 100%. I don't know if he's going to have like less of a snap count or anything like that. There's a lot of uncertainty in this game. Trent Williams also was not with the team, should be good to go, but once again hadn't been practicing. That's their star, tackle. Debo had some contract issues, I believe, as well. I think that there is a lot of issues with the 49ers. There's a lot of uncertainty with the 49ers. So like this game, look, like I'm only really looking at this game in terms of like builder standpoint at this point. It's a standalone game. I'm gonna have the cheat sheet. I'll have my 5 legs for the cheat sheet. I'll do a sweat-free parlay off of it. There's a 50% boost on DraftKings that I have a play that I want to run. And then I got the builder. I'm gonna have a builder and a straight bet on DraftKings. I'll have 2 units out on it. But I've already been looking at legs and I'm looking and like I'm afraid, man. Like, I don't know if I trust CMC, but then old boy can, go off and everything like that. So it's going to be a weird dynamic. So first off, let me just say, before we get anywhere here, let me just say that, hold on. Let me just say that, wait. Let's do this one here. The Vikings looked so good yesterday, guys. 28-6 or something like that. Incredible. They just looked great. Pick 6. Harrison Smith had an interception. Oh boy, the active leader of interceptions, number 22. I can't believe I don't have a jersey. They played the Giants. Giants weren't expected to be good, but they were, for whatever reason, dogs. There was no respect to it. And as they should, they did a good job, so it was nice to see that. But anyway, y'all ready for you guys not to agree with me? Whoop. That's not it. First play, Jets plus 4.5. Jets, Jets. I am a believer of Aaron Rodgers. I really am. I was on the game where he got hurt and I had a builder and it was just over, and I hated FanDuel for the longest time because they didn't void it or whatever. Yeah, I used 100% boost on the Lions last night. But the Jets, I am a believer of Aaron Rodgers. Oh, I thought I was showing you my screen. Here you go. Jets plus 4.5. And we're talking about it at the same time. Aaron Rodgers over his pass yards. Look, I essentially have grown up facing Aaron Rodgers, knowing Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers is a Vikings fan. I know the guy very well. He's an incredible quarterback. Aaron Rodgers is an incredible quarterback. I know the guy's older, coming off of injury, just a fluke injury. Could it happen again? Of course. But the Jets are going to be an extremely dangerous team, in my opinion. We're talking about the 49ers team that is going to have, I think they're going to struggle on offense. All right. 49ers are going to struggle on offense. I think they're going to move the ball. I think they're going to struggle to score. Sauce Gardner leading the Jets secondary that was the best in the league last year, going against Brandon Ayuk, who is more than likely not going to be 100%. Debo Samuels is their next guy up. Kittle, there's uncertainty with blocking. The Jets defensive line is beefed up. They've got good backers. I mean, they're good at every level. The Jets, Aaron Rodgers just been gushing over Garrett Wilson. He's talking about how good Garrett Wilson is, and Garrett Wilson was great with Zach Wilson last year. Imagine how he's going to be in this game with Aaron Rodgers. Then you have Breece Hall. Breece Hall and CMC are three down backs. Breece Hall is just like CMC. Dude's a solid back. He's a great pass catcher. He's a good runner. He's a good blocker. Unless there's an injury, Breece Hall is going to be on that field first through third down. I just think that this Jets defense is going to be too good for the uncertainties that the 49ers, I think, have. And if you're giving me plus 4.5 over a field goal with how close these games have been, primetime games have been weird, slow playing. And we look and like scoring is down across the league, pass yards is down across the league. And I talk about how good Breece Hall is. I think Breece Hall is going to be involved in the pass game. The 49ers have a good rush defense, but Breece Hall catches the ball. He's going to be utilized in the pass, I think, a lot. Aaron Rodgers, an older quarterback's going to be dumping off. He's a smart guy. Aaron Rodgers is smart. He's going to be able to – he can read the defense. He can check it down. The pass yards could be sweaty. The Jets, I think, could potentially upset, but I like the 4.5. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to throw the ball really well. Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, Tyler Conklin. I think I like Conklin's receiving yards, and it's just that Jets defense. And then to go along with that, and like I said, like today, like the plays kind of like coincide together today. It's all if I'm reading this game the right way, then the plays are going to make sense. If I'm not, then of course they're not going to make sense. You can't bet them on FanDuel, on DraftKings. It's lame. I think Jake Moody over his field goals. I think the 49ers are going to be able to move the ball, but I think there's going to be a lot of field goals in this game. Allen Lazard, yeah. Honestly, like I've like his first touchdown is like plus 4,000 maybe or something like that. Crazy. Okay. What was I going to do here? I was trying to find a stat real fast, or I read the stat, but I don't know off the top of my head. So I was going to try to look at it here real quick. So we had the Chiefs and the Ravens on a standalone game, prime time or whatever. Tucker had 2 field goals and Butker had 2 field goals. And then Packers and Eagles. Who's it? Narvson or whatever for the Packers had 2 or 3. I forgot I didn't look. Elliott had 2. And then you look at the game last night versus the Rams and the Lions. Both kickers had 2 field goals. So look, I mean, it's not like that's going to absolutely happen because of, because it's happened, elsewhere or whatever, but there's been a lot of, good defenses. These are 2 really strong defenses. It takes offenses time to get clicking well. And yeah, Trent, I lean under. I do lean under. I think these are 2 really good offenses, and the way that teams just have not been scoring, there's not going to be a lot of like explosive, pass plays or anything like that. CMC being a little bit limited. I think the 49ers are going to move the ball, but the Jets defense is tough. So when they might give up, bend but don't break, get in the red zone, get within the 30 or the 40. I think there's going to be a good amount of field goal chances. And who knows? I mean, the 49ers could just score, or struggle to get in the field goal range, but we need 2 field goals. And so far, every kicker has covered this in a primetime game, Thursday, Friday, and then Sunday night. We are 100% going into our 4th primetime game. I think it's a good look. DraftKings has a 50% boost. You can get this at plus money if you wanted to ride it that way. Speaking of plus money, Can we just go ahead? I've got this weird feeling about Mike Williams today. Yeah, can we just go ahead and just lock this up? Let's sprinkle on this. Let's get dangerous. Alan Lazard plus 3,500. I mean, for fun, you know? Yeah, Justin, it's Moody. Moody is the 49ers field goal. Or field goal kicker, whatever. Plus 3,000 on FanDuel. So, yeah, plus 3,500. Sprinkle it. I say we sprinkle that. All right, so that's where I'm at. We can still, like pop questions in. I'm about to look at other lines here too in a second. As far as touchdown scores go, I hope CMC scores. I think you default to running backs a lot of the time. I mean, week one, it's lame. It's funny, like last year, week one, I hit a nice parlay too. So like in my head, I was like, I'm gonna put $100 on this. Like this is gonna hit. Like for whatever reason, I'm like, I'm gonna put $100 on this. And it did. I turned $100 into $1,400 the other day. By taking running backs, Kamara, Mixon, Jones. Aaron Jones looked good, man. But anyway, I'm sure McCaffrey's good for a touchdown. I'm sure Hall's good for a touchdown. I would probably look into like Garrett Wilson. But after that, it just gets difficult, or George Kittle possibly. This is a game where I think it's going to be an under, so I just don't know. A lot of people are going to be doing anytime touchdowns here, and I just don't know if I feel great about that. Don't know if I feel great about doing it. McCaffrey in like a parlay leg minus 175. I mean, sure. But I don't love it. I don't love a lot of touchdowns here. So officially we're gonna go with Jake Moody over 1.5 field goals. We're gonna sprinkle on Alan Lazard to get the first touchdown, and then Jets plus 4.5. Aaron Rodgers over the 235 pass yards. I think also like I said, like drop some stuff down here in the comments, if you're on Twitter, YouTube. There's 2 people watching on Twitch, it looks like, as well. This is our 5th day of football in a row, so that's great. Love that. We don't have any football on Tuesday, nothing on Wednesday. I am probably thinking right now that what's up? I don't stream on Twitch very often. Give me a sub, my guy, if you haven't already. I think I'm gonna go ahead and say that I'm not gonna do a show on Tuesday or Wednesday. Since I'm doing a show on Sunday, like it's family time, yada yada yada. I think that I'm fully about football season, but I don't want to get in on a Tuesday and talk about baseball when I'm not really paying attention to it. Like it's just unfair. I don't want to get in here and talk about baseball. I'm also, my surgery is next Monday, and I just have an incredible amount of things I need to do around the house. My wife's 7 months pregnant. I even thought today, I'm like, hey, do I need to get Halloween and fall decorations down? Because she loves to decorate the house. And she's like, yeah, like I don't want to get in the attic, and I'm not going to be able to get in the attic. So I can hardly get in the attic right now. So I got to get decorations down. I got to mow the grass. I'm going to wait to mow the grass on Sunday. So hopefully we can go 5 weeks without mowing. I doubt it. I'm going to probably pay a neighbor kid. So it's going to be a weird, I got a lot going on. I was going to clean the house like really, really well. Like I'm talking move the couch, vacuum behind it kind of stuff. But anyway, we can look through these lines here real quick. I've got a torn labrum on the hip. My hip labrum is torn. They also they're removing bone. Some like a weird bone growth or whatever. I gotta take medicine so like the bone doesn't grow back, and then I'll be on crutches for 5 to 6 weeks. I can't drive, nothing like that, so it's gonna be rough. Which the surgery, I mean, like, gosh, it's only, the surgery is going to be only an hour, hour and a half or something like that. Obviously, the biggest fear is, I mean, there's not, but like, what if like something happens and like you don't wake up? Like that's obviously scary. That's not going to happen. But I mean, I think I do physical therapy a couple days after. I'm supposed to do it a couple times a week for a while. So I'll miss the game on Monday night probably, and then everything will go back to normal. But anyhow, yeah. So I like the under. I like the Jets plus 4.5. I thought I saw Garrett Wilson. I don't know if that's receptions or receiving. But I think I would probably lean on both of those. Yeah, 68.5, and then I think he's at 5.5. Yeah. Oh, juice to hell at 5.5. I would lean his receptions though. Yeah, 5 to 6 weeks of like no driving. I have to be like have my wife take me to like therapy and stuff. It's gonna be not a lot of fun, to be honest. I think, yeah. So passing props. I mean, I like Aaron Rodgers, Brock Purdy. Like, I'm not really sold on because like there's a lot of question marks. I think Garrett Wilson's gonna be a good look. I think Debo's a good look. Like somebody's got to catch the ball. Someone's got to catch the ball. You know what I'm saying? But someone's got to catch the ball, and I think it's going to be Debo. George Kittle, I think, is going to be involved as well. I like Breece Hall's receiving yards. I feel I just feel Mike Williams is going to catch a long ball, but I don't know. I also think Juwan Jennings is going to be involved as like a wide receiver 3. If Ayuk is going to be a little bit of like a distraction kind of thing. They also have the rush plus receiving props, but I mean, these are just way out of hand, I think. 69 for Debo, 112 for CMC. Almost 100 for Breece Hall. So Tulane never should have won that game. Actually, Tulane didn't even win, did they? They covered. Cliff, what's it say? I had brain surgery 2 months and had 45 coils. Sheesh. I don't know what coils are. But hopefully everything's going good for you there, buddy. Thoughts on Breece Hall over 95.5 receiving yards with Purdy 225 passing and CMC for a touchdown? I just don't know what to think about the 49ers. This is a really hard game, in my opinion. It's going to be a good game. It's a great game to watch. I don't think it's a great game to bet. Like I said, the Jets had the number 1 pass defense in the league last year. The 49ers have question marks. CMC is going to be limited. Ayuk is said to be at 100%. They're, the blind side tackle, also not to be likely at 100% as he'd held out because of contract. I'm sure he probably throws more maybe if CMC isn't as involved. I don't know. I really don't know. It's a tough game. 225 seems doable. Breece Hall, 95.5 receiving yards. I'd feel better about just taking his receiving yards. Because the 49ers have a pretty good rush defense. And I think Aaron Rodgers is going to do a good job. And they utilize a lot of screens and like little like short routes. Rodgers is smart with his checkdowns. He's going to find Breece Hall. I feel good about that. We'll see, though. We'll see about the 49ers. Look, Are they starting the rookie? Yeah, that's also not good with that pass rush. It's going to be a tough game. I don't think there's going to be. Look, I would be perfectly fine if the 49ers are winning the majority of the game. That means that the Jets will be passing, and then that's going to work out for like a builder. So, like I said, we're going to do Rodgers over 235.5, the Jets over 4.5, and then Moody for the um, 2 field goals. But like builder wise, like obviously just kind of like messing around, like I think Aaron Rodgers is good for 200, but if we went with like a 175 here, that's gonna so it's like you guys are saying, if the 49ers are gonna be up the whole time, Aaron Rodgers is gonna be passing. I really want to take CMC for 40, but I just don't trust it. I'm afraid if he takes a shot, something like that. And and whatever. So, rush yards. I'm interested. Now you can do this alt prop here. So I think Debo, it's minus 1150, but Debo for 25, rush and receiving. I think Debo is good for 25 receiving, and then the guy's probably going to get himself a run. The only fear is what if he has a big loss? That is a little scary. What if we just did Debo for just 25 receiving yards? And then I was thinking Brees Hall and alt receptions, getting us there to minus 164. I like to try to keep it. I prefer 4 legs, but I'm not afraid of 5. Thinking I was looking at Tyler Conklin. I mean, he was over 2 catches like every game last year, but different quarterback. There's just so many different like ways you can do it. Like I want to be on Kittle, but like just Kittle sometimes disappears. I didn't realize we played the Niners next week. We beat them last week though, or last year, Chuck. That was a heck of a game, man. I remember that game when was it Jordan Addison scored that touchdown? I think it was where it was like an interception, but he like grabbed it from him and then like kept running down the field. Oh man, I remember that game was so good. I don't know if I trust George Kittle in this game. I had a little builder put together and I don't remember what it was now. I think I had Garrett Wilson at 40 yards. Like Aaron Rodgers has just been talking about how good he thinks Garrett Wilson is. I think he's just going to feed him. You guys probably thought you were going to beat the Vikings last year too, and the Vikings whooped them. Sam Darnold started like 12-12 this game or something like that. Y'all letting fandom get in the way. You gotta use that brain. So anyway, oh yeah, I don't want to do Brees Hart. Yeah, okay, receptions is where I was at. So like this is roughly where I'm at. Where are you at? The official plays was Jets plus 4.5, Aaron Rodgers on his pass yards, and then Jake Moody over his 1.5 field goal prop. There you go. And then you can boost it 50%. Do something like this. I got to research like the legs and stuff though, but Aaron Rodgers can be playing from behind. So that's 175 yards. Debo, yeah, obviously dude's fast, primary guy. Jets do have a good pass defense, but I think that Sauce is going to be more so on Ayuk probably. I don't know if Gardner follows people or not. Or if he just plays aside. Brees Hall, I think, going to be heavy involved in the pass game because the rush game is going to be a little more difficult. I think Garrett Wilson over 40 yards. Garrett Wilson over 40 yards is probably the riskier play. but he was. I mean, the dude was. I mean, the guy's been so good, and then Aaron Rodgers just is like in love with him. So you got to think that that's a good look. I mean, he was over in 13 to 17 games last year. So got to think about it some more, but I think we'll be leaning that way. So anyway, if you guys don't have anything else, I'm probably just get out of here. Do some more research. What's up, Logan? I like football season though. I think we hit 40 people watching. So if you guys are still in here, hit the like button. Well, now there's 40 people in here. Hit the like button, subscribe, comment, whatever, all the words are. Do all that stuff for me, please. And we'll see how this game goes. Like I said, like it's a tough one. Like I've been thinking about this game. I mean, obviously since I woke up and just going back and forth, and like the obvious, like I said, would be to take CMC for like 40 yards, but I just don't like to take running back rush yards sometimes because it just you get cooked on it seems. Um so I think this is a good. I mean, I got to break it in still. I got the Jets on there obviously because I mean we got to get to 100 for the boost. Um and probably not. It probably won't. Probably is not enough. Oh, yeah, because the see that's what's crazy. I could add a minus 5,000 on there to get plus money, or Garrett Wilson receptions because it correlates with this 40, so you get less. You get less odds or whatever for it because there's like correlation. Debo 50 rush. I like Debo's rush and receptions for sure. Like they had. Like I said, like I got Debo for 25 yards right here, but I could also do the alt one right here and do Debo Samuel's 25 plus yards at minus 1150. Because I mean, like thinking he's going to get that in receiving, but obviously he's going to get some runs too. But my my fear is what if he takes like an end around and gets like smoked and loses like 10 yards or something like that. Like I don't know how often he's like losing yards, but like what if that happens? I seen what's his face, Alex Caruso or whatever. A dude's got a bunch of followers. He posted CMC over 15 and a half carries. Like, oh, Eric, you commented on it. That's funny. That dude's a joke, man. I don't like him. Dude, yeah, I won't I can't touch. I don't think I can touch CMC. Replace the yards for receptions and keep the spread. Probably need too much spread though. Yeah, he's just looks at like, oh, this has happened 17 of the last 18 years, and when it's a Thursday and it's under 50 degrees outside. Like, what the fuck, bro? Chuck, that would like almost be perfect. But it needs to be plus 100 so I can hit the boost. Then you start arguing like what's the look? Is it receptions or is it yards? I think they're going to be playing from behind. I think it's the yards. The more I tinker with this, the worse it's going to get. And then I'm going to end up like getting all over the damn place. Honestly, I would love to just do Garrett Wilson like that at 25. I mean, that's the freaking play. But I don't have another. Then bump Aaron Rodgers up to 200 or some shit like that. I think CMC is going to get hit, or they're going to get up or something like that, and then they're just going to stop playing him. I might end up with something like this. Something like this. We'll figure it out. I don't know if I probably won't post it on Twitter though. This one's gonna stay in the Discord, and then the cheat sheet parlay goes on Twitter. I just I don't know. Like the only leg that I am worried about is Garrett Wilson, but I just at the same time I don't think I need to be. Like the Jets should be playing from behind in this game, or it should be a neutral or a positive game script for passing. And yeah, we'll figure it out. And then I got to look and research every single line. You know, I actually put more time into builders than I do anything else. I thought about Tyler Conklin. Because like I said, like he's my worry is though, I don't know how well of a coverage like Fred Warner. I don't know how well of a coverage linebacker Fred Warner is. Yeah, St. Brown just didn't get any. They wanted to run the ball though, Chuck. Like that, I don't think they're going to be able to run the ball. They're going to have to pass. And Rodgers, I feel like is I don't know, like he's just been talking about Garrett Wilson so much. I mean, the 49ers gave up the 23rd most catches to tight ends. I don't know how well of a coverage linebacker Fred Warner is. That's my fear. Right here. Minus 600. It's not a bad line though. Because I had like Kittle. In my earlier thoughts, I had Kittle too. But sometimes Kittle just disappears, man. You got to think Kittle is going to still have a good game because of how good the 49ers or how good the Jets pass defense is. That's more so on like the wide receivers, I think. I mean, they give up the 14th least amount of yards. I mean, it's better than third overall or whatever it said on here. Whew. You got to think Kittle's going to get 2 catches. Yeah. There's been plenty of people who have burned my shit. With how good the Jets pass defense is, you would think that Kittle is going to be fairly involved. That's just the lines are just too small. It's really not. I don't know. Like I don't. I mean, that feels a lot safer though. And then you mess with like you throw a spread on there to get it to plus 100, so we can use the boost. I mean, we could get. I mean, 24.5. No way they beat them by 4 possessions. And then we get Wilson down to 25, Hall for 2, but then Kittle's got to bring in 2 catches. I don't know. I'll look at it harder. You can see what goes into it. We just don't know. You don't know what his injury looks like. That's the issue. So, like, I mean, I just feel you got to stay away from him because you just don't know what the production's going to be like. I'm sure he's going to still do well. I'm sure he's going to get 40 yards, but I'm just not willing to. I'm probably just not willing to mess with it, though, to be completely honest. You hate to do a 6 leg. There's just the more legs you have, the more chances you have for something stupid to happen, you know? For sure. But all right, I'm gonna get out of here though. I gotta get this cheat sheet information over to my dude that makes it for me. Um, so it doesn't get too late. And everything like that. So I am going to Aaron Rodgers rush yards might not be bad. Over 2.5. I don't know. We'll see though. I mean, he used to scramble, but Achilles injury, old age. I don't know. But good pass rush though. So I mean it could force him into scrambling, that's for sure. But all right, guys. Appreciate you guys. Like I said, unless something changes, more than likely won't have a show on Tuesday or Wednesday right now, at least because I don't want to talk about baseball. There's really not a lot to talk about. Unless I get on to like just talk about football in general or like a recap of like the season and like or something like that. I'll figure it out. But appreciate you guys, and I will see you back here one of these days. Wrong button.